When you decide how to organize the body of your speech, you will want to carefully consider the number of main points and the pattern of organization for those points. We commonly see speeches with 3 main points, in part because people tend to easily remember things in sets of 3. But some topics will better lend themselves to having 2, 4, even 5 main points. Additionally, you should choose the pattern of organization that works best for the topic or argument that you're trying to make. Not all speech topics work equally well with the same organizational pattern. Each organizational pattern is designed to provide a logical format for the audience to follow based on your topic and speaking purpose. Now, let's take a look at patterns that are best suited for informative speaking. In the chronological pattern of organization, main points are organized in the order that they occur in time. The first main point is the first step of the process, or the first event in history. The second point is the second step or event, and so on. The chronological pattern of organization is often the most effective pattern of organization to use when describing historical events, processes, and instructions for how to do something. For example, you might use the chronological pattern of organization to explain the events that led up to the creation of pride celebrations across the United States, to describe the process of changing a law, or to explain how to bake a cake. In the spatial pattern of organization, many main points are organized to reflect the way that objects are laid out in a physical space, or the way that someone might move through a physical geographical space. When using spatial organization, you might describe something from left to right, top to bottom, outside to inside, south to north, or any directional pattern. This pattern of organization works well when describing a physical object, describing a landmark or monument, giving a tour or a space, or explaining the layout of a building. For example, you might use spatial organization to describe the major buildings on campus when giving a campus tour, to describe the parts of the ear from the exterior part that we see to the tiny bones of the inner ear, to detail the layout of a parade route, or to describe the Statue of Liberty, starting at the base and working our way up to the torch. In this pattern of organization, each main point is a different part or place as you move through space. The cause-effect pattern of organization is used to describe how one set of events led to another set of events, or the implications. Since you are telling the audience about events in the order that they occurred, this is a special case for the chronological pattern of organization. In this case, however, the focus is on the relationship between the events that happened in the first main point and events that subsequently occurred in the second part in the main point. For example, you might use the pattern of organization to explain how the Chicago Tylenol murders in 1982 led to the widespread use of tamper-proof packaging, how Roosevelt's New Deal policy led to the creation of federal school programs, or how widespread vaccination creates a herd immunity that helps to protect those who are most susceptible to dangerous illnesses because they have been compromised immune systems or who can't be vaccinated. In the problem-solution pattern of organization, the speaker explains a problem in the first main point and then describes a solution or set of solutions in the second main point. This pattern of organization can be used in informative speech to teach the audience about a solution that was enacted in the past. For example, each year, thousands of turtles are caught unintentionally in crab traps, and a redesigned turtle-safe crab trap solved the problem of turtles getting stuck. The problem-solution pattern can also be used to teach an audience about how to solve a problem now or in the future. This pattern can be used to teach the audience how to set up a family emergency plan. While most of the patterns in this section are used for informative speaking, this pattern of organization can be used for persuasive speeches. particularly when you need to convince your audience that a specific issue needs to be taken seriously, or that a particular solution is the best way to solve a significant problem. For example, you might try to convince the audience that racism is a serious problem that needs to be eliminated, and then persuade your audience that education and advocacy are the best ways to prevent and eliminate racism. The topical pattern of organization is typically used when none of the previously described patterns of organization would be effective ways to organize a speech. In the topical pattern of organization, the speaker divides a speech into main points that are separate topics or arguments that support the thesis. For example, if you are giving a speech about the effects of climate change and plan to have main points about the impacts, or severe weather, the spread of invasive species, and water shortages, then you are using the topical pattern of organization.